let's be honest. Ntseki was doomed from the beginning. He was not the man for the job. Ntseki had not coached in the PSL. Ntseki has not had a tough time at Bafana Bafana before disappearing for a little bit and coming back being a technical director at Kaizer Chiefs, not knowing what that means or what does the technical director mean, but he was hired and eventually became the head coach. He was not the man. He was not. In the same way that Uata Zwane was not the man for a Kaizer Chiefs. Not a Kaizer Chiefs that is 8-9 years into not winning a trophy. Not a Kaizer Chiefs that has watched mamelodi Sundowns win a star, Pirates win a trophy. The truth of the matter was that he was never going to get time. Whatever project that Kaizer Chiefs was doing was not going to work out. The job that was ahead of him was a very big one. The one thing that I felt again when I was watching that thing, I felt sorry for him. But then when I listened to that press conference again now and before I started the show, I started thinking to myself, this is not a man who's taking accountability for the role that he played. Yes, it's the players, it's the fans, it's this, it's that, it's that, it's that. And I feel like Ntseki had become similar to what our management is. The truth of the matter is that the problem with Kaizer Chiefs is bigger than Ntseki. The problem with Kaizer Chiefs is bigger than Uata Zwane. It's bigger than Iskorase to that takes fitness. It's bigger than all of this stuff. And what he did at the end is what our management does every time. You know, I felt for Ntseki when he took the job, because at Kaizer Chiefs, you become a scapegoat. At Kaizer Chiefs, it becomes about the coach. And we get angry at this one, and the next one, and the one after that. We get angry at the players, and this one, and that one, and the one after that. That's where we focus as fans. But the truth is, at the back, something's wrong. The truth is, Ntseki should never have been hired for this job. And you can come to us and tell us in every press conference that no, guys, patience and all that stuff. He was never going to work out. So me personally, in as much as I feel about Ntseki, as much as bad as I feel about his tactics and how he plays on the field, I also understand that in the back, khona bantu that are going to push the coach forward. The rumor has it that he was basically told by the family, allegedly, that they weren't going to support him during this time. And that is part of the reason why he decided to leave. So now we have to look at the back and say, Ntseki is another one of a long line of coaches. Steve got fired, Gavin got fired, Middendorp got fired, Zwane got demoted, I've already mentioned Gavin, Stuart Baxter came back. It's 8 seasons. And while Ntseki is at fault for taking the job, when you take the job of Kaizer Chiefs, you need to know what you're stepping into. You know, he tried to liken himself to Pablo Martin at Amazulu. All due respect to Amazulu, it's not Kaizer Chiefs. All due respect. And I also didn't like the fact that both he and management tried to make it about fans. Fans don't choose coaches. Fans don't interview coaches. None of us are in the boardroom. None of us are in the boardroom when these things are discussed and decided. I didn't give Uata Zwane a contract. I don't know, Man B, Junior, all these people. We didn't give this guy a contract. We didn't make these decisions. So for them to turn it back on us is crazy. Just think about that. They keep saying that fans are this and fans are that, and we are the reason. If they well and truly believed in this guy, in Ntseki, they'd stand behind him again. If they really believed in Gavin, if they really believed in Steve Komphela, if they really believed in all those people, They would have stood behind them because it was their choice to move in that way. But now they're trying to make it about us. Fans. They're telling us to be patient. Always patience. There's a project, there's a this. Let me ask you a question. When Chiefs, when Nike left Chiefs and they moved on to Kappa, before we signed the Kappa deal, at what point did you see Jessica come out and say, oh, please be patient? When they launched Chips Wabo, at what point did they come out and say, guys, be patient, what? When fans are out here buying kits, not being patient, buying Abu Tupperware. Look, Kaizer Chiefs colored Tupperwares. Nobody's saying be patient. But now when we get angry that 8 years, yonke, 8 years, we sat. 8 years, guys, you know, I make a joke all the time when I'm here. But the truth is, guys, we've watched teams get better and pass us. Sundowns is winning leagues every year. Sundowns has a star before us. Our Pirates by win. And we had this conversation about being local. We spoke about the local coaches and all of that stuff. You can't ask me for patience. Nangu Rivero. Plama. That's what everybody called him. He landed, and it was Plama this, Plama that. He won 2 trophies. First season out. But I digress. I want to focus on management. You know what the problem is with Kaizer Chiefs management? They're so used to giving us words. Project, building, time, patience. When they should be the ones that are making the proper decisions. It's not Tseki's fault that it didn't work out. It's not Zwane's fault that it didn't work out. It's not anybody else's fault that it didn't work out. It's management. And while they shuffle people, today it's Kevin Johnson, tomorrow is going to be somebody else, the next day is going to be somebody else. How many coaches and players have we seen? But you know who stayed the same? It's still Bobby at the back, it's still Jessica at the back, it's still Kaizer Jr. at the back. Now they've brought in Kaizer Jr. So surely something's going on. You know, we spoke the other day, I was speaking with people even before the show, and they said this is what Chiefs did wrong. The issue is that all of these people, they see Gutai Sundowns ends, so we're going to try to copy that thing. But we're going to copy the easy part at the end, and we're not going to do the whole thing. Who's doing the scouting? Right now at Kaizer Chiefs, I'm going to ask you guys right now, who's the technical director at Kaizer Chiefs? Who's the director of football? Kevin Johnson is getting moved from head of youth development. Who's going in there? Who was there before that? How many people have to go through before we realize who these guys are? 8 years yonke, but they keep saying patience. Patience. We've been the most patient. Guys, we've been down for so long that Sundowns is playing made-up CAF tournaments. Best of the best. Yet still, imali yaspendiwa every season. Guys, yaspendiwa. Atazwane was given a 3-year contract. I don't know how long Ntseki had a contract for. We keep signing players, we keep moving. Is no one, and it's something I've said before. Yeah. I can see it, you can see it, everybody can see it. But no one, go Chiefs, no one ever sees anything wrong. Not to Ntseki, not to Zwane, not to Dylan Shepard, not the analysts, not Kaizer Jr., not Bobby Mtau, not Jessica, not Ntate Mtaung, not Abo Sharehold, Abo Ntate Nkuna. Nobody sees anything wrong. Do you know where you see, I want to go back, do you know where you see that there's an issue? And what hurts about the Kaizer Chiefs? I would understand, Wabona, if the whole club was bad. What if the whole club was down bad? Every single person there was just bad. when my deal, my chips, my what, everything was going wrong. I get it. But the sad thing about our club is that you see the parts that are working hard. You see the commercial side. If there was a log, ne? If there was a log of marketing, Chiefs would be number one. If there was a log of press conferences, if there was a log of people going on to ENCA to launch kits and doing all that stuff, we'd be number one. But the thing that brought us here, the thing that we love and we want to see, is gone. And I don't think anything's going to change, guys, to be honest with you. Nothing's going to change. Remember 2 years ago, abantu bahambile bathatha my memorandum to go and tell them, we want memberships back, we want this, we want that, we want that. Nothing. And they smiled and they came out and they spoke to people and they took selfies and they hugged and they were left alone. The issue is, and I'm in no way condoning what's going to happen here. The issue is, us as fans choose to punish players, choose to punish coaches, choose to punish those people. Meanwhile, khona abantu that have been there the whole time, and nobody questions them. And Iksasa, when they drop a kit, we're going to buy the kit. Sasa, when they drop my chips, I will take you all my chips. And I'm sorry, I don't want to blame Ntseki. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't want to blame Ntseki. Even me, if Chiefs was to come today and say, here's a contract to sign for Kaizer Chiefs, to coach Kaizer Chiefs, I'd take it. But I'd take it with my eyes open. But anyway, guys, it's sad, man. It's sad. You watch them, I said to the Sundowns fans that I'm jealous of the Sundowns. I'm jealous because I know what it feels like to be at a club that works. Guys, how many times when Kaizer Chiefs was winning everything, how many times did you see Kaizer Chiefs come out and have a press conference about patience? How many times did you hear Ubab Kaizer speaking? You didn't have to, because it's working. Look at Sundowns. There is no Sundowns fan that is sitting here that can say that they don't have the trust that their team is doing the best for them. But when you look at what's happening over there, you're like, guys, what's going on? What's going on? Fire on my coach every day. They're struggling. Sponsors are leaving. They have to come out and do press conferences. Remember before the derby, imagine before a derby, Kaizer Jr. had to come out and say to us, guys, please be patient, guys. We've got a young coach. Last year, we've got a young coach who we're building, guys. That never used to happen. It never used to happen at Kaizer Chiefs. So I remember a time when Kaizer Chiefs was run properly. But now, Balanda bo Gonzalez, I was going to Gonzalez ufuna ni Kaizer Chiefs. The list goes on and on. Buying 3, buy 2, get 1 free, doing all of those things. And you wonder, or does anybody care about the state of the club? Because it doesn't feel like there's any urgency on that side. Here's Kevin Johnson. Guys, I'm sorry. Here's Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson is going to step into the role. Very experienced coach, worked with Pitso, all of that stuff, right? But what has fundamentally changed at Kaizer Chiefs with this appointment? What has fundamentally changed? And I ask you the same thing that I asked you when Ntseki took the job. He was the technical director at Kaizer Chiefs for 2 years. Then he became the coach, but yet still there was problems. Now we're taking Kevin Johnson and we're putting him there with Dylan Shepherd still there. So if Dylan Shepherd couldn't do anything for these years, he's still there. What does one is going to go to development? So what's going to happen to the development? What new thing is going to happen at Chiefs development when Atazwani is going back there? What new ideas? So what has fundamentally changed? And it goes back to that thing I told you guys a long time ago. You can want to be Sundowns, you can want to be this team and that team and the other team. But if you don't change how everything else runs, I'm going to reference Sundowns again. Who is the head coach? I mean, who is the chairperson of the Sundowns? Utlopi. How many decisions do you think Utlopi takes for Sundowns in terms of the football, in terms of everything? They've lined him up with the best technical directors, the best head of developments. They've brought in Abo Rulani Bakona. They've been there for a while. There's structure. There's 25 people on the technical team. They've done their work. Now tell me, again, I'll ask one more time. Who's the technical director of Kaizer Chiefs right now? Who's going to make sure that what Kevin Johnson is doing, what Arthur's doing, what everybody's doing is in line? Who? Is it going to be Kaizer Junior foot? I feel for Molefi Ntseki, but I also feel as though he should have known that when you step into this job, there's plenty of times here on the show where I told you that at Kaizer Chiefs and at a lot of big clubs, the least of your problems are the tactics on the pitch. How do you deal with fans? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? I've told you guys that Chiefs needs a manager first. I would love them to go overseas, to be honest with you. Go get your... Back in the day, we were happy as Chiefs when we went to go fetch those random Serbian guys from the middle of nowhere who we didn't know. He comes here, he does a job. I complain, ngama player, ngama fans and what. He does his job. If he ends the job, he goes home, back to Europe. But we persisted with these things. My assisting is some chips. Rekisari chips. Get chips right now. Out of M10-8, out of Carling knockout, we saw Africa that 1 year. Ever since then, Tololo. There's no plans. Yes, somebody just reminded me. Sorry. There's no plans. Think about it. Shabalala, for example. Now Shabalala. We brought him into the club. He played last season. Now he's back, Coco MTC. What plan was there? We were promised, hey, we're going to play like this, when this... What happened there? Now I'm tired, guys. Now I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. And I think it's unfair for them to carry on asking for us to be patient. I'm sorry. I'd much rather they just keep quiet and we don't hear from Abo Pobi, we don't hear from Abo Kaizer Jr., we don't hear from Abo Jessica. They should just disappear into the back and just do the work. We're tired of press conferences. We're tired of stories, PR stunts. We're tired of all these things, man. We're tired. Just do the work. I don't want to hear a word from them anymore.